Tune in or come on down. We're the best talk show around. We'll keep you in the know. We're the Bill and Callie Show. It's time for a coffee break, so grab a cup for goodness sake. Tune in or come on down. We're the best talk show around. We'll keep you in the know. We're the Bill and Callie Show. It's time for a coffee break, so grab a cup for goodness sake. Tune in or come on down. We're the best talk show around. We'll keep you in the know. We're the Bill and Callie Show. It's time for a coffee break, so grab a cup for goodness sake. Tune in or come on down. We're the best talk show around. We'll keep you in the know. We're the Bill and Callie Show. It's time for a coffee break, so grab a cup for goodness sake. Tune in or come on down.
All that for nothing.
Very baby bear.
Yeah. Let's go back. Yeah, someone forgot to turn on the audio.
Oh, that would be the person next to me.
Yeah. So again, we'll go through the
Really, this
introduction.
way.
Yeah.
Hi.
That never happens before. No,
Of course
no.
not.
No, we would like to welcome our guest, Mary Shields, who's the administrator of the Community Cancer Resource Center, and Rachel Lewis, who's the outreach coordinator. So welcome to our show.
Thank you.
We will get back with you in just a minute, but and I hope that all of you kind of enjoyed our new intro. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was on loop, so I apologize to everybody who had to listen to it 3 or 4 times while we were waiting.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
it's just a cappella, no background music, so it's kind of scary, but it's
All right, we'll get into something just as lovely, the weather. So, and today, even though we had a slight chance of isolated thunderstorms, very scattered, I don't think we received a one. The sky was absolutely beautiful, blue as can be, hardly any.
It's a baby bear day. It's just right.
And I'll show you the reason why when we get to the maps. But so today, even though it called for isolated showers, I didn't think we received any in the area. And so as we move forward, I love this weather. Moderate temperatures in the 80s, low 80s, and 77 tomorrow is going to be the high. Some awesome sleeping weather. We're going to be at 60s down to possibly 58, 59 at night, so you can sleep with the windows open if your neighbor's dog doesn't bark too much. And then Saturday we're in for it should a little slightly overcast because we have a low front moving in, which again I'll show you in just a second. And then Saturday night is when we have the possibility of some storms rolling in. And then Sunday, of course, that possibility continues. So let me move forward here and show you the map. This is why we thought that there were going to be some isolated storms today. We've got a fight between the low front and the high front. The high front is really get this thin sliver over the Chicagoland area. And you can see where that red line is where the low front is. So it could have run either way.
Skirting us,
Yeah, it could have run either way. So that was today. So we'll move forward and look at tomorrow. Clearing out, going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. So you could see not even the possibility of weather in the Chicagoland area. Though you travel east, travel west, possibility, but not in Chicagoland area. So as we move forward and look at Saturday, Saturday again is going to be another day, although we've got some low pressure skirting into the area around the Iowa area that will be moving in. And so as we move forward into Saturday night, that's why that high front will move away and the low front will take its place, and we'll end up with some showers, more than likely. We're looking at a 60% possibility. So this is our current radar in the area. Again, nothing of any consequence. We've got some scattered clouds at the high deck, 35,000 feet or so. And as we look at the United States, we got some weather down in the Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle area. But that's pretty much it. And up in the New England area, little scattered clouds and some rain over in California, but that's pretty much it. As a whole, it's been pretty nice in the United States. Not bad. So,
certain areas could use some rain.
Yeah, there's no guacamole.
No guacamole, don't get your chips out.
Yeah.
The sky is not green.
Yeah, so, all right, with that, Kelly's going to move on, and we'll do some
events real quick. Well, of course, we all know that this Friday through Sunday, everybody's favorite festival, Pierogi Fest, is going on. It will be on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the famous parade will be Friday night from 7 to 8:15 p.m. right down 119th Street there in Whiting. On the 29th, we have the Front Porch Music Festival. It's their 6th annual, and it will be at the Porter Health Amphitheater in Valparaiso. And it will be featuring the Mega Beatles from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. along with 9 other groups there helping out. Tickets are $15 for adults, $5 for kids. There will be activities, beer and wine, guitar raffle, food, music workshops, and you can get more information by going to frontporchmusic.com. Next week, on the 3rd of August, the Lake County Fair starts, and it runs through the 12th. So get ready for your deep fried Oreos, the lovely smell of cow manure, rides that will fling you around until you want to cry. But just so much fun. The Fine Arts Building, the Industrial Building, the 4-H Building, all the horse shows, tractor pulls, lots and lots of yummy fair food. Everybody loves the Lake County Fair. On Friday, August the 4th, if you're in Lake County, head out to the Highland Rotary Corn Roast, which is from 4 to 7 p.m. at Main Square Park. It's all the corn you can eat, plus 2 hot dogs or 1 sausage, dessert, and a drink. $6 tickets in advance, $8 after the 3rd. If you are under the age of 6, you are free. You can get tickets from club members, the Chamber of Commerce, Lincoln Center, or Cakes by Karen. If you're in Porter County, head out to the Valparaiso Kiwanis Corn Roast Festival, which is from 5 to 10 p.m. at the Urshel Pavilion at 63 Lafayette Street, which is just right downtown Valpo. Tickets are $15 in advance, $20 at the door. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com. If you are 10 and under, it is free. Again, all you can eat corn. A hot dog and brat, chips, cookie, and water and soft drinks are included in that ticket price. You can buy additional dogs or brats for $2. They'll have dilly bars there for $2. They're also going to have a beer garden, food trucks available, and they will have 2 bands performing, one of which is Southern Accents, which is a nationally touring band that does a lot of Tom Petty cover work. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And again, go to eventbrite.com for tickets for that. And that's what we have coming up in the next week or so.
Yeah, I think I've got some. Maybe we'll. We'll just breeze these by here real quick so you can go back and look at them.
All the fun markets that go on during the summertime into September and October. So if you're looking at anything in your area, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we also have one for Sunday that lets you know. And those are every single week, so I don't mention them over and over again because it's always there throughout the summer. So
And then we
lots
have
of,
the
yeah,
Sundays.
there's the Sundays and
Yeah.
lots of veggies and
Many of you have asked us which
Baked
software
goods.
we use to produce the graphics for these events. It's proprietary.
okay, it's proprietary. I don't know what
Yeah.
that means, but
It means Kelly wrote them down on a pad.
oh, is that what that means? You know what else? I forgot. Oh no, I did mention that.
Got it?
Never mind.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
All
Okay.
right.
I thought I'd forgotten something, but I didn't. Which is surprising because I usually forget a lot of things.
You do.
Well, I
That's
know
why
you're
you're
worse,
here.
but-
Oh man, yeah, I forget my own name at times. So, back to our guest. I just have a brief description of the Cancer Resource Center here that we'll read through. The Cancer Resource Center brings together in one place the resources and support to help put patients with cancer on the path to healing. The staff of the Cancer Resource Center believes in the importance of healing the whole person, the mind, body, and spirit. Their support group, Mind, Body, Spirit classes, and educational offerings help patients deal with the complexities of cancer treatment and rise above the stress and difficulties of their journey. Wow, that's neat. That's really
it's a
neat
great
for
thing to
folks.
have.
Yeah.
We're very
And-
lucky that we have that here in our area.
So I guess we don't need to interview you guys. So I think that's it, right?
That was it.
No. So I guess let's start in talking about the history of the center and how it came to be, and who's involved in that.
Sure.
So-
Okay, so the Cancer Resource Center was started in 2003. Actually, I am over the Cancer Research Foundation, which is our corporation. And the Cancer Research Foundation was just founded in 2001. What happened was we had a group of physicians and in our administration who really wanted to improve the quality of care in our area. So a couple of the physicians got together and got together with our administration. We were at the time doing cancer research and doing some federally sponsored studies, quite a few of them, and they felt that we could start a foundation to help support some of that effort. We do get some funding from the federal government for the studies, but it's not enough to cover your costs of conducting the studies. So they wanted to bring those type of things in our area, so we had high quality of care for patients. Instead of them having to go to Chicago, they could stay in our area. So they started the foundation to help support that effort. So we started our all of our programs with cancer research initially, and then we have had anywhere between 20 to 40 clinical trials available for patients that we enroll on clinical trials. So we can kind of have some of the same services that you can get in Chicago area, just locally, so patients don't have to commute all the time. So our nurses see patients at physician offices and enroll them on clinical trials at physician offices. So that was the main reason we started the foundation. And then, just a little bit into it, the doctors felt that we could do a good job taking care of patients physically, but psychosocially, it was a challenge. And so one of our physician champions, there's a cancer center in Homewood, Illinois that we used to send patients to a lot, but for whatever reason, the patients did not want to cross the Indiana-Illinois border to go and take advantage of those services. So we decided to start the Cancer Resource Center in our area. So it was a really great group effort. The physicians were really, really committed and wanted to join us in making this possible. So we had a lot of support from both our administration and from the physicians to get the Cancer Resource Center going. So in 2003, we actually opened the doors of the Cancer Resource Center, and a lot of it was through the drive of our physician group, who really wanted to do more for the patients. So it was a wonderful effort.
And
Yeah.
and when you say that there were a lot of people that were going through treatment that didn't want to travel in Chicago. I guess I get that.
Yes.
Because if you're going through all that pain and,
Yes.
and all that instability, both
Right.
emotionally and physically,
Right.
boy, traveling and
Yes.
dealing with traffic.
Yes,
oh, man.
yes. We actually
So-
were doing stem
Trying to
cell.
reduce stress, not add to
Right.
it.
Correct, correct. We were actually doing stem cell transplants at the time, and sometimes you have to go to the hospital every single day. So having to commute there every single day for blood tests or whatever, it's really a hardship for patients.
I didn't realize how many clinical trials
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah.
that were going on here. I always think of those things as being at like teaching
Yes,
hospitals and
yes.
stuff like that. So
Right.
I'm
But
really excited to hear about
The
that.
community hospital itself, I'm amazed at.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I lived in Lansing years ago, and I went there for, I think it's stitches or something,
Yeah.
and it was like 1/10 the size it is now.
Yes,
and
yeah.
now you look at it, and
Yeah.
it rivals a lot of the hospitals in Chicago.
Yeah, I think we have a really progressive administration that really wants to have, the latest in technology in our area.
Right.
So,
So I know that there's a quite advanced neurology department
Yes,
there now,
yes.
and
cardiovascular, quite a bit.
cardiovascular, and I know the famed Dr. Sorello. I don't know if he still practices out of the community hospital. He used to have an office there.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so it's grown up and expanded.
Oh,
So
yeah, it's huge.
yeah,
Campus is so big.
it is,
Yeah.
and something like this is valuable. So how many staff members do you have at the facility?
So for our Cancer Resource Center, we have 3 staff members, but we also have different people who are contracted to do services there. So there's a number of, and I'll let Rachel talk a little bit more about the Resource Center. We also have 2 research nurses, we have a research assistant, and we have a operational assistant who helps with a lot of the regulatory things that are involved with clinical trials. And then we added a couple of years ago, we now have nurse navigators. We have 3 nurse navigators that see the patient when they're diagnosed. They touch bases with them, are available to help answer clinical questions, and then they also will see them once they're done with all the treatment with a survivorship visit, so that they can tell them, going forward, this is what you should do to keep yourself healthy with cancer. So,
And so this is an ongoing process.
yes.
So I guess how many since the inception back in 2003 was it?
Mm-hmm.
How many patients have you dealt with through those years?
Okay.
Do you have a
So for the Cancer Resource Center, I'm sure Rachel probably has that number.
So for visitors that have entered through the Cancer Resource Center and even repeat visits, it's over 48,000.
wow?
Yeah.
And keep in mind
great.
are they primarily residents of Northwest Indiana?
For the most part, we service all of Northwest Indiana and the south suburbs of Chicago as well.
So keep in mind, which is shocking to be, and that this is probably just a portion thereof of the patients. That many patients were stricken with cancer in Northwest Indiana alone.
Well, that came and used the facility too. I mean,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's shocking that that's just a portion of.
Right.
And so, just come think of it, wow. And so, your services that you offer there for these people, it's phenomenal, and it's
Yeah.
both psychological and to help them. How much of the physical aspects do you get involved with there?
So typically, with the research end of it, the nurse will see the patient almost at diagnosis, or if it's somebody who is in a further stage of cancer, maybe a further along, but they will see them, some of them, through their life, which is really something. They really develop a relationship
Right,
with them.
absolutely.
And then as far as the navigators go, typically at diagnosis until they're done with their treatment, but they're always there if they have questions. So, it's great.
it's nice to know there's somebody there
Yeah,
that you can reach out to
right.
if you have a question or something that you are interested about and
Right.
need to know.
Right.
Now, one of the things, of course, though, that is weighs heavily on everyone's mind because the cost associated with being stricken with cancer is just astronomical.
Right.
And so, is there someone on site, like maybe a social worker, to help out with maybe the submittals for the insurance and help the family members out with that? Because that could be quite stressful in itself.
So as far as the research goes, we deal a lot with the physician offices in the area, and they're private offices. Some physician offices actually have a social worker that works with them dealing with the insurance issues. The research the funds come to sometimes pay for the testing or things that are not standard of care, related to research. We also may refer a patient to our social services in community healthcare system or to like the financial counselors and try to really guide them of the right place to go for that.
Yeah, that's very stressful.
Yes, it is extremely.
Sometimes millions gets into the millions of dollars,
absolutely.
and with all the years, and especially if there's in remission, they come back and it starts popping up again.
Right.
So, and then I read about classes that you have there as well, educational programs. So tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah. Okay. I do want to point out one thing. That number, that 48,000, that's not necessarily newly diagnosed. It could be the same person returning 100 or 200 times to repeat classes. That's just our total number.
Okay.
So typically,
But it's still shocking. I mean,
yeah,
at any level.
Typically in our healthcare system, just in community healthcare, we have about 1,500 people who are diagnosed per year. So that's just like the average. Okay. Yeah.
So both shocking numbers.
Yeah.
So the classes, can you give us an idea of what type of classes and what's offered, and what stage do they have? They start attending these classes?
Yeah, absolutely. It's open to everybody. I know we are part of the community healthcare system, and sometimes that can shy people away. They think that you have to be going through your treatment at community or any of the sister hospitals, and that's not the case. We welcome everybody from any hospital they're getting treatment to. So that's one of the biggest things I want to make people aware of. Everything that we do offer is free of charge. The only thing we require if you're taking any of our mind, body, spirit classes, which I'll get into, is we need a note from the physician saying you're okay to participate. So for our mind, body, spirit classes, we have a wider range of programs. We have weekly classes such as yoga, tai chi, qigong. We have monthly ones that are crystal sound bowl healing. We have drumming classes. We have one-on-one sessions, chair massage, Reiki, reflexology, and then we have a wide range of support groups as well. We have a general cancer support group that we call our AM and PM Wellness that meets weekly on Tuesdays in the morning and in the evening. We have a breast cancer support group, a lung cancer support group, a mind over mood support group. And we actually have a caregiver support group as well, because we know it's just important as for the caregivers to take care of all of that as it is the patients themselves. And the caregivers are also able to come to all the programs as well. Same thing, they would just need a note from their physician. The whole mission of the Cancer Resource Center is to promote the well-being of all the lives touched by cancer through support, education, and encouragement. Sorry.
Are there classes for children who are seeing their parents going through this, or children who have cancer?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
It is 18 years of age and older.
Okay.
We actually did try to get a children's group. It's really difficult, I think, for children because they're going to school, they're doing a lot of different things. So we didn't have, a lot of people who wanted to take advantage of it. But we actually do refer them to places that they, might be able to benefit from.
Well, I tell you one thing, when I started doing research on the center, and I saw the yoga classes, interesting. I expected to come up with a picture of a, kind of a bland, boring type. No, outdoor yoga in a nice, like, forest preserve, and I almost wanted to say, how did I join? And so, but that in itself has got to be refreshing for the people to take a yoga class like that out in the open, nice weather like today.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was kind of refreshing to see in a way.
Well, I have a beautiful friend, Betty, who I know has been using some of the resources there. And she said that when you drive off of Ridge Road back into where, and she said all of a sudden it's like you're in the middle of the woods and it's quiet and you can't believe you just drove off of Ridge Road.
Right.
Is that where you do some of these outdoor things?
Yes, they do a few of the classes outside in the June Hawk Franklin Garden of Meditation and Healing. We have a big stone circle area, and that's where they'll start off yoga and Tai Chi classes if the weather's nice, which they did this morning. And I think they really like that. They're outside, like you said, it's right on Ridge Road, but you would never know it.
That's what she
Yeah.
said.
Right, it's true.
Again, that whole mind,
Yeah.
body,
Yeah.
spirit
Yes,
thing
it's
that's
very
the
peaceful.
keeping.
It is.
That's great.
Yeah, they
So-
have a few waterfalls that kind of drown out the sound of the traffic. So.
Even better.
Yes, yeah.
So as a research center, do you have any statistics on what the impact is? Because I know I've read some research about the effect that the mind has on the body
Yes.
and being able to overcome diseases and cancer
Yes.
and so on. So have you had any data collection on what people have had this mind, body, and spirit experience? And how-
We actually specifically haven't done any research related to the mind, body, spirit, but there's been a lot of research done on that. Sometimes even pain control can be helped with these type of therapies, and then yoga has shown a lot of benefit in overall health. So we are finding now there's a lot of research being done with nutrition, just having the ideal body weight and making sure people exercise. So a lot of things are coming out now, research specifically about that. And in fact, we're doing a study with breast cancer with weight loss and see whether or not it has an outcome on patients. Yeah.
That's great.
Now there's cooking classes as well?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so...
Oh, I'm real
we do
interested.
healthy cooking. We do it quarterly, so our next one will be in October. And we set it up in one of our rooms. We have a demo kitchen with a mirror, so it's like a real life cooking show in there. The cooking instructor, she will make a meal. Depends if she does appetizers, a drink, a main course, and then everybody gets to sample it and take home the recipes as well.
So are you looking for samplers? Yes, people stop by. What?
We wouldn't turn you away, that's for sure.
She always has a way of reeling me in. Oh, well, you just wash away my dreams.
Oh, well, that's my
No.
job.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you can tell us about what's going on at the center? Do you have special events for families that, maybe like a picnic or something of that nature?
Yes, I do also want to point out that with the nurse navigators, it is a great resource for the patients when they come in, whether they have any questions. If their doctor is in Chicago, it's a lot easier to talk to one of the nurses on staff, and I think that everybody really appreciates that. It gives them a little sense of calming, so I think that's a great thing that we have to offer as well. As far as events, we just had in June our National Cancer Survivors Day. We had it over at Community Hospital, so that is every June, and it goes from St. Catherine's to Community each year. Special events coming up, we have our wine tasting, our wine and beer tasting. It's called Wine Down Summer.
I've got some information, which I've been
Yeah.
letting everybody
Yeah.
know about.
We're there.
Yes. Please do.
So-
It's a
Yeah,
public
please.
event.
Yeah.
So is that is a to
Is it
support?
open
It's
to
an
the
open to the
public?
public,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
as long when people spread the word, we really, benefit from it.
Are there
so.
also galas and different things that you have, or fundraising events?
Yes, we actually have a big gala, which is our main fundraiser for research. We have it once a year in Chicago. It's at the Hilton. We usually have about 500 people, and the focus of that is to raise funds for research. And then we also have a raffle associated with that raises funds for the resource center. So it's a big
Awesome.
event that we
Yeah.
have every year. This is probably our 18th year having it. So,
excellent.
yeah.
So
Are you
it's
involved with Are you involved with the Christmas tree that they do every
Yeah,
year?
that
Okay.
actually has that benefits people, breast cancer research as well as general cancer research.
Right.
But I think the important thing is it's a ceremony, and we have had patients come since the beginning of it, which started in like 2000, and it's really emotional for them. So it's a great. I love that event.
My adoptive mother that I grew up with was a cancer patient
okay.
and went to community for all of her
yeah,
treatments and everything.
yeah.
She'd had colon cancer for over 22 years.
Oh, wow.
And then ended up with pancreatic cancer, which is what
gosh.
finally did her in. But we spent a lot of time there, and I don't think she was aware of any. Well, she died in 2008, but. She wasn't aware of the research center or
Okay,
the,
yeah. Oh,
the
shucks,
outreach
yeah.
and stuff like that. But just at the hospital itself and everything that was offered to her and the support and things like that were just amazing. And
Great.
so, we're very, very thankful that we have something like this in our area.
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
And then Rachel probably wants to talk about the Unite and Fight.
Yes.
That's a
Yes,
big
I want to
event.
hear about all of the things that we can do to
Yeah.
help.
Yes, it's
thank
very
you.
exciting. This year is our 15th year doing it. It's held at Munster High School. It's going to be on Sunday, October 7th. It's our Unite and Fight 5K walk and run. You can form teams, you can walk by yourselves, you can run it. I have that flyer in there for you, and we have our website for it. And then we also have our Hoop Dreams event. That is in April. It's at Munster High School as well. It's the doctors versus the staff. It's a basketball game.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. I remember as a kid there was
That's good.
always donkey basketball.
That's
they used
right.
To have.
Yes,
You remember
and I
that?
remember
It would be
it,
like
yeah.
the local police
Yeah.
department against teachers or something. And it was
Yes.
always fun. But
Yes.
anytime you can get
They are so
people
competitive.
against
Fun.
people,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
So that's great. It sounds like you've got a lot of neat things as far as fundraisers to help sustain the
Yes,
center
yes.
and so on. That's cool. So we're going to tune into those and see if we can be a
Now,
part
if
of it.
people are listening and want to know, how do they reach out and contact you guys about this center? Where is it located? And how do we get more information? Where do they go for that?
So we are located at 926 Ridge Road in Munster. You can call us at any time. Our phone number is 219-836-3349. You can ask for myself at the center. You can ask to be put on our mailing list. We can send out a newsletter. It's called our Inspire. It's in partner with the foundation. Inside we have a calendar with a list of all the classes and everything we have going on every day at the center as well.
Okay. That's great. Wonderful to know.
Yeah. And so, gosh, is there anything else you would like to share about the center or anything upcoming?
We do have some upcoming lectures with some local doctors that are speaking. We have nutrition and cancer series that happen in the springtime. But if you go on Facebook and go to our page at the Cancer Resource Center, there are past videos that were taped that people can always watch.
Go back and see. That's great to know.
And if they like the Facebook page, they'll be notified when
Yes.
events come up, and so it's great, both fundraisers and classes that are happening. So if, again, just to make sure I understand this, if I want to just take a class, maybe I'm not stricken with cancer myself, but maybe have a friend or someone, is there a way that I can attend a class, or is it pretty much restricted to just family and people who are, you get a signature from a physician?
Well, it would be for patients, survivors, and their caregivers.
Okay.
So if you were
Right.
a caregiver to your friend, then yes.
Or a strong support person.
Right.
Yeah.
But they'd have to be qualified somehow. They'd have to be able to prove to you that they were a support person.
You don't have to prove it. But
So-
if it's important enough for, the patient to
they'll-
have that person.
Yeah, they'll-
Definitely, yeah.
So that's great. So this is not only open to the immediate family, but people that want to help
That have a strong
somehow.
support, right?
Right.
Even
So
a
like
healthcare,
sister-in-law
yes.
or a sister
Yes. Oh, yeah.
cousin,
Yeah.
next door neighbor or something like that that's
That's
involved
closely
daily
involved.
with
Yeah,
their
because it's a
with
lot
the
of stress
patient.
on them as well.
Sure.
So,
And,
I mean, it's
and-
always nice if you're, married and your husband or your wife is
Yes,
the caregiver
that's not
all the
necessarily
time.
how-
They need some time
Yes,
to,
yes.
to get away and recoup and refresh. And so knowing that you have a neighbor or a friend or
Right.
somebody else who's there who knows what to do,
Right.
that's a
Yes.
great thing.
And that is, in a way, drawing back to the sad thing about it, is that both diseases like this, cancer and our family, as I was telling you, is stricken by ALS. They have fingers that just reach out and
Correct.
touch everyone associated with that person, friend, family, ministers. It just because you knew this vibrant person,
Right.
and all of a sudden this happens to them. And the key thing is trying to avoid depression, because especially if that person is very vibrant,
Right.
and all of a sudden, how do you deal with it? They're struggling, but it's nice to know that there's a resource like this that people can go to and get help. And because depression is awful once you get wrapped up in that, and all too often people that are afflicted with something like this, their family members and all, depression is like a wave that runs through that community. So this is great. So
And there is a resource library or something like that at the facility as well. So
Yes.
if people are looking for information, is it only for patients to get information? Can people call you and say, I have a friend that lives in another state, they just came down with this, can you tell me information about what it is they're dealing with or things? I mean, is there a way for people, or if they don't want to come to the center, but they need an out, like, where can I go for this? Can they call and get that information?
Yes, absolutely.
Happens quite a bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's a clinical question and they call the resource center, they usually refer them to one of the nurses. We have about 6 nurses in our building, so that are pretty experienced.
Great. Now, if there's people out there who want to get involved, if they wanted to donate their time, or if they're looking for somebody to volunteer, or to donate. You know, if people have some extra money that they want to give, is it a
501(c)(3).
Yes, it is.
And different things like that where
Yeah,
they can get.
which we have a lot of community support. We're very fortunate. Both our physician groups, our business community, they are extremely supportive of our organization. So we've been benefiting from that for quite some time, and it helps us to meet a lot of the costs to be able to provide the services.
And if somebody did want to come and be a volunteer or help out in some way, do they contact you? Are there classes they have to go through? I mean, what do you have to go through to be able to help out with something like this?
Yes, all of our volunteers are through Community Hospital, but they can always reach out to me first, and I can point them in the right direction on what steps to take.
Okay, fine. Do they get to wear like the little kid candy striper outfit or anything anymore like that used to be?
They
the cool
don't,
thing?
not in our setting.
No, darn.
We try to keep
I was
it.
really hoping if I did this, I'd get some kind of.
If you really wanted to, you could.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are
Yeah.
lists of volunteer positions available somewhere, or so that someone wants to like be a taste tester for the cooking classes.
We have your name down.
But they already know it's you, so they'll call you if that comes available, honey. I'm sure they will.
But even there's different events, like for instance, the Unite and Fight walk and run. If people want to volunteer for that activity, they can.
Somebody's
Yeah.
got to man the
now
table
they're
where
suggesting
people sign
exercise.
in. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you want to be the taste tester. You probably gain a little weight and you don't want it. But yeah, there's people that have to man the table, pass out whatever information,
Yes,
you know, hand
yes.
out stuff like that. So that's great. Wonderful.
So we'll try to get this up on our Facebook page, as much information as possible. I think you've given us some information. And
Yes, I've got a whole lot of flyers
So-
and things for events that are coming up that we can talk about, and maybe
Great.
we can come out and support some of those. We have a GoPro thing that we can come out
Oh,
maybe
fun.
and take a couple of
Yeah,
videos.
we've been
Yeah,
wanting to
this
try
is
that
fun.
out.
Too, so
And
we're
I
looking
don't know
forward
if
to
you'd
doing
let us
that.
to, but it would be awesome to go through the center and look at it, get a tour.
Absolutely.
Understanding
Yes.
confidentiality,
That'd be great.
but
Yeah.
maybe
Oh
someone.
yeah, anytime. Just
So-
Yeah,
just
we'd
let
love
us
to come
know.
out and
Oh yeah.
just show people what it is that's out there. And
That'd be
what's
great.
available.
Sure.
Yeah. So with that,
See, it didn't hurt,
See?
did it? It wasn't that hard. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave our audience with before we?
Just one of the things we didn't talk about, which I think is most fulfilling to us in research, is we've been involved with a couple of research studies that have made a huge difference in care for breast cancer and lung cancer, and working with the immunotherapy. So that's very exciting to us.
Now, if somebody is out there and wants to get involved in one of these research.
They would just call us, and we would review to see whether or not they're eligible, and if their physician doesn't participate, we would get them hooked up with a physician who can.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
so that's
ask.
another piece of physician referrals. So that if someone is wanting to
Yes.
maybe have a second diagnosis or
Yes.
something like that,
Yep.
or second opinion rather.
Correct, yes.
So, great. So there's a lot of resources available. So,
Rachel?
Yeah, I just wanted to say if there's anybody out there who's newly diagnosed, I know
Yes.
there's a lot going on. It's very scary. We are a very calming, safe environment. Try to provide any help that we can. I think it's a great place to make connections because the people that are there do understand what's going on a daily basis, and they get it. And I think it's just a really great place to connect with people.
And are you open 7 days a week? I mean, is there a way that somebody can call and actually talk to a human being 7 days a week? So if it's just one of those days when it's really awful, you just found out you have cancer, you know, it's like 2 weeks in and all of a sudden you have a day where you're just losing it and you need to reach out and talk to a human. is there always somebody available to answer a phone or some place that says we're not here, but call this number?
Yeah, we actually are 5 days a week, and but we get back to somebody really quickly. So they would just leave a message, and we would contact them right away. So,
Awesome.
So I mean, you can hook people up
Yes,
also with
yes,
people
with
that
other
are available.
individuals.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to know. Is
Absolutely.
not so much they just call you, but
Right.
you tell them, like, when you have bad days,
Oh, yeah.
your contact
Oh, yeah,
person.
absolutely.
You know,
We
like
have-
in AA, you have the person
Oh,
that
yeah.
you call when you
Yeah.
feel like you're gonna
Yeah.
drop off.
Yeah, and we've had those calls.
Maybe before we give it about a minute or so, but maybe if any of you out there have any
Yes,
questions before,
Please type them in.
yeah, please on Facebook Live here, we've got quite a few hearts and thumbs up, and
Lots of people are happy that we're doing the show.
yeah, so that's great. I mean, we wanted to get the word out there because
We
this is
appreciate
a very valuable
I found out
resource.
from my friend Betty about this. I didn't know anything about it. I was so excited to know that there was something like this in our community that was available for people. And I know so many people struggling with cancer and, or whose family members are going through it. And I thought, oh my gosh, we need to get the word out about this.
And
This is phenomenal.
Yeah, I just want to thank Betty because that was
Yes.
really great of her to think
Yes.
of that.
We love you, Betty. You know, I didn't.
Yeah, we love you, Betty.
And another thing, you don't need an appointment to come in either. You can come in
just drop
anytime,
in.
Monday
Yeah.
through Friday.
So you just walk in?
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is so
Yeah.
nice.
And what are the hours? It's 5 days a week, and what days are those, and what are the hours?
For the center, the hours are from 8:30 to 5.
And then we're there from 7:30 till whenever we're done.
Yes, okay.
So yeah.
And that's Monday through Friday?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. So we're very happy to have you on the show. We're very
you for
honored to
having
have
us.
you here.
Appreciate
and
it so much.
We're happy to get the word out that this existed. I didn't know it existed. So I mean, that's something as Northwest Indiana grows.
Mm-hmm.
Things like this pop up that people need to know, and so this is good that we were able to
And
get
for
you
our
on the show.
listeners
and-
out there, these are the kinds of things we want to know about. We want to get words out. That's what our whole show is about, is letting you know what's going on in our community, what great things are available to you. So if you have ideas of things you would like us to talk about, places you'd like us to go, people we should know, please get on our Facebook page or email us, go to our website, let us know, because this is what we're all about.
Definitely providing information, community, and we already know how much you all love Kelly. So yeah, thank you.
When you got it, you got it.
That's right.
With that, we'll close out. Oh, one thing I do want to show, if you just bear with us, because I feel so bad that we had technical difficulties the other day, but I want to show you the candidates again. That's Bumpus,
From our
his
canine
handler.
competition, and these are the canine officers and their partners from the Porter County Sheriff's Department. We had them on our show on WVLP a month ago, and we put out that challenge for them to do selfies and had a competition, and we announced the winner yesterday, which is the picture that you see up on the screen right now. We will be getting with them and giving them their gift basket, and all the other officers and their partners will get a little gift card. From Pet Supply
Pets Plus.
Yeah, Pets
in
Plus
Valparaiso.
in Valpo.
Right.
And so here's our winner.
Yep, and this is
Officer
Officer Schaefer with his Canine Officer Fury. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
I
the
kind of
winner,
like
but
the,
it was really hard. They're all winners to us. So.
yeah, but this is unanimous. We pretty much that little
Yeah,
tongue
some
hanging out,
little
the
tag and
glasses.
the little hat and the little glasses.
He was in uniform.
That's right.
He has
He didn't
that.
take the day off. He wasn't eating ice cream. He was in uniform.
So again, just to give you an idea how difficult this was.
Yes, look at these. Look at Draco.
Both chinned up, yeah,
Yeah, baby.
and then showing off the artillery.
That's right. It's like, that's right. You do the crime. These things are chomping down on you.
Yeah, this one was really close for me.
They're all
Yeah.
close, yeah.
You know, the canine just started looking off like he's all cool and chill. Yeah, like there's another one. This was really
So difficult.
tough
Oh,
one.
look at that guy. Eating his
Getting a
ice
little
cream.
treat.
I think he's stealing the ice cream. That's why the officer's like,
Well, this is what happens when I get ice cream.
Uh-huh.
And then this is the rock star, Porter County Sheriff's
Bumpus.
Department. Canine officer or not, he is the rock star.
He's
He,
just the cute.
yeah, we've heard so many stories about him from the people at the they just let him roam around the Sheriff's Department.
And with
He
that
knows.
nose,
I
he
don't
knows
blame
who's
him.
got the treats.
Yeah.
You know, he's like that toucan that
That's
follows his nose. He always knows the flavor of treats wherever he goes.
fun.
Just kind of a thing. Yeah.
But all kidding aside, this guy has tracked down many people, found people that were lost.
Alzheimer's patients. who have
Alzheimer's
walked away,
patients.
children.
So he is very well trained and does his job very well.
cool.
So, yeah. So with that, we just wanted to share that with you again, and I just want to apologize. So yesterday was not
He
a
was
good
so
technical day.
devastated that he couldn't do this on the air.
Yeah.
I
And
understand them. Beautiful. We wanted
it's
to.
yeah,
we wanted to
yeah,
share
yeah.
that. We have people waiting.
Yeah, we told people, well, we're going to announce it, and all of a sudden Facebook went a lot. So I think the K9 unit ought to go to Facebook and complain. So with that, we wish you a very safe week and weekend. It looks like it's going to be a nice one all the way up to Saturday evening. And we'd like to again thank our guests for
Thank
joining
you
us
so much
today.
for having us.
And
Appreciate it.
if you have any comments, please leave it on our Facebook video page here or just Facebook page, and we'll make sure they get to the right
If
place.
there's anything we can do, reach out to us.
Thank you so
because
much.
Right.
We're here to help you.
Well, we
guys.
appreciate your having us. Thank you.
Definitely. With that, we'll say goodbye.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.